Life itself depends on salt. And from ancient times, humans have gone to extraordinary lengths to obtain it. More than just a seasoning, salt was essential for preserving food, healing the sick, and even performing sacred rituals. Its value made it a powerful trade commodity that shaped entire civilizations. In this video, we'll take you on a journey to see how this timeless mineral is harvested and processed today, from sun-soaked salt fields to high-tech factories, revealing the fascinating story behind every grain of salt. Ever since its discovery thousands of years ago, salt has had a deep and lasting impact on human civilization. Beyond its essential role in flavoring and preserving food, salt has shaped economies, cultures, religions, and even myths. It was so highly valued that entire trade networks, known as salt routes, emerged, where merchants would transport and sell salt to regions where it couldn't be naturally produced. Sea salt is made through a completely natural process. It forms when seawater slowly evaporates under the heat of the sun and the push of the wind. It sounds simple, but it's a delicate, time-consuming craft that can take anywhere from a few weeks to a few months, depending on the weather, how salty the water is, and the skill of the salt farmers. When seawater is pumped into salt fields, which are flat square or rectangular ponds lined with soil or concrete, the farmers carefully control how the water moves from one pond to the next. At each stage, the water becomes more concentrated. Eventually, when it reaches saturation, the salt starts to crystallize into tiny white grains and slowly settles at the bottom of the pond. Before each salt season begins, they carefully prepare the fields, leveling the surface and strengthening the banks to prevent leaks and hold the water in place. During the entire process, controlling water levels and wind flow is absolutely key. If the water evaporates too fast or too slow, the quality of the salt can be ruined. Once a thick layer of salt is formed, usually after several days to a week, it's time to harvest. Farmers use traditional tools like wooden rakes or sometimes machines to gently gather the salt without mixing in dirt. The salt is then piled up into white mounds to dry under the sun. When salt is produced on a large industrial scale, people no longer harvest it by hand. Instead, they use salt harvesting machines, which can be either fully automatic or semi-automatic. These machines are super convenient. They gather the salt, do a basic filtering of impurities, and load it straight onto trucks, all in one continuous process. But here's the thing. Machines can't be used just anywhere. They only work well in large industrial salt fields, where the surface is extremely flat, sturdy, and spacious, kind of like a runway at an airport. That way, the machines can run smoothly without issues. Once the bowl is full or the tapping shift ends, workers return to collect the latex, carefully pouring it into larger collection buckets. Praised for their elasticity and body support, latex mattresses are a top pick in luxury furniture. After harvesting, latex is blended with foaming agents, stabilizers, and catalysts to boost durability and hygiene. Then, whipped in industrial machines until perfectly fluffy. Once the latex mixture reaches the ideal consistency, it is poured into precision-engineered molds made of aluminum or stainless steel. These molds are specifically crafted to match the exact shape and dimensions of different pillow and mattress models. Pillow molds are generally smaller and come in various ergonomic designs, such as contour, neck support, or traditional shapes, with detailed surface patterns like pinholes or grooves that enhance ventilation and comfort. Each pillow mold is equipped with a lid to evenly distribute the latex foam and maintain uniform density during the vulcanization process. The rubber tree trunk consists of three main layers: the outer bark, the soft tissue layer containing latex vessels, and the inner wood. The tree produces latex because these latex vessels are located in the soft tissue, just beneath the bark. Now, it's time to tap the trees. Step 1. Measurement. The skilled workers move in, checking the age and girth of each tree. Not too young, not too thin. Only mature trees, around 5 to 7 years old, make the cut. Next, the marking. A precise line is etched across the bark, angled just right to guide the flow. After filling, the molds are sealed and placed into vulcanization chambers, steam ovens heated to 100 to 120 degrees Celsius. Over 30 minutes to several hours, the latex cures under pressure, transforming from liquid to solid with lasting elasticity and durability. Following vulcanization, the formed pillows and mattresses are demolded and transported to an automated cleaning line. Here, they are thoroughly washed using hot water or a mild cleansing solution to remove any remaining chemical residues or byproducts from the curing process. After washing, the items proceed to an industrial drying tunnel where they are exposed to controlled streams of circulating hot air. This ensures uniform drying throughout the product, preventing moisture retention or warping while preserving the shape and elasticity. Just imagine tens of thousands of tons of pure white salt making their way across the ocean on massive ships. Right now, you're witnessing one of those giant vessels being loaded in the middle of the sea. Something rare and seriously impressive. The salt is brought out from the port to the ship using special barges. What's really cool is that these barges are thoroughly cleaned and coated with lime to make sure not a single speck of coal dust from the port can mess with the quality of this premium-grade salt. At the offshore loading point, a skilled crew handles the transfer directly from the barges to the ship. They use cranes and loading chutes to get the salt into the ship's holds quickly and safely. The clean salt is gathered and stored in massive salt warehouses, just like the one you're looking at right now. With a storage volume of more than 300,000 metric tons spread over 7.3 hectares, this facility holds the title of the largest salt terminal in a seaport area in Europe. It's a giant salt hub built for efficiency, scale, and non-stop global distribution to turn salt from sun-drenched open salt fields into the clean, safe, and pure salt we use every day. It has to go through a detailed processing routine in a factory. First, the raw salt collected from the fields is brought into the plant for washing. Since raw salt often contains a lot of impurities like dirt, sand, and dust, this washing step is absolutely essential. The factory uses fresh water or clean brine to rinse the salt, washing away lighter impurities while heavier particles settle at the bottom. Next, the salt is filtered and spun in a centrifuge to remove any remaining water and filter out leftover unwanted minerals. Then comes the drying stage. At this point, the salt is still damp, so it's dried using hot air or forced ventilation. This process removes all moisture, preventing the salt from becoming soggy or clumping during storage. Once dry, the salt is crushed and graded, from coarse grains to fine salt, depending on how it will be used. A particularly important step in today's process is iodine fortification. Iodine is a crucial mineral that helps prevent goiter and other health issues, and the amount added must be carefully measured to meet food safety standards. Finally, the salt goes through one last quality check before it's packed using an automated system, either into large industrial bags or small packets for consumers. When salt is taken from crystallization ponds, it often has dirt, sand, and other unwanted stuff mixed in. That's why we use a salt washery. Its job is to clean the salt and make it purer. First, the raw salt is placed on a conveyor belt. It's then moved into a washing tank, where fresh water or clean salt water is used to wash away the lighter impurities. Things that float or don't dissolve are removed using filters or special separators. Next, the salt goes through spinning drums or spraying systems for a more thorough wash. Some machines also use vibrations or spinning force to remove any remaining impurities. After cleaning, the wet salt is drained and dried using hot air or fans. Large salt fields, massive salt depots are often built to store salt after it's been harvested. The salt is gathered and piled into tall salt mountains, not only to make transportation easier, but also to allow the salt to drain and dry naturally. Storing salt in these depots helps with easier management and saves time and effort in the handling and transportation process. After carefully measuring and marking the exact location of the tapping line on the rubber tree trunk, the tappers begin the most important task, tapping the latex. With sharp razors and skillful hands, they perform decisive, gentle, but precise tapping strokes. The tapping strokes are made at an appropriate angle, deep enough to break the outer shell without damaging the wood inside, thereby opening up the latex tubes in the soft tissue layer below. At the very bottom of the tapping line, skilled workers carefully attach a small bowl, usually made of aluminum or durable plastic, securely to the rubber tree. It's fastened tightly with a hook or wire to keep it perfectly in place. Then, the magic begins. Thick, milky white latex, often called liquid gold, starts to drip slowly from the fresh cut, following the curve of the bark and landing gently into the bowl below. This natural process takes time, typically 4 to 6 hours, depending on the health of the tree and the surrounding climate. During this time, workers keep a close eye on the bowl to make sure it doesn't overflow or shift out of place. Hello, everyone! Today, we'll take you into a magical world. The world of the rubber tree. Milky white drops of latex slowly begin to ooze from the trunk, dripping into a tiny collection cup placed just beneath the tapping cut. These delicate drops may appear fragile, but they carry within them a remarkable journey, because just a few months later, they will be transformed into high-end rubber mattresses, luxuriously soft and worth tens of millions of dong, the kind people often call a mattress fit for royal sleep. Did you know that the rubber tree isn't native to Asia? That's right. Its roots trace all the way back to the lush, wild rainforests of the Amazon in South America. But this humble tree made its way across the oceans and found a new home in Southeast Asia. a region blessed with tropical rains, rich red basalt soil, and generations of skilled, hard-working farmers. And here, the rubber tree didn't just survive, it thrived. At first glance, the rubber tree may look like any other tall, sturdy tree. But hidden beneath its bark lies something truly extraordinary. A precious, milky white substance known as latex. From the moment a rubber tree is planted, it takes around 5 to 7 years of patient nurturing before it's ready to give its first drops of latex. It may seem like a long wait, but the reward is worth every year. Once mature, a well-cared-for rubber tree can produce latex consistently for 20 to 25 years. That's 2 decades of tapping into nature's white gold, year after year, delivering high-quality latex that powers countless industries around the world. The nearly finished products are then moved to the final quality control stage, where each pillow and mattress undergoes a series of meticulous inspections. Latex, besides being used for mattresses and pillows, is also the key material in large-scale rubber glove production, supplying thousands of gloves daily in modern factories. Thousands of ceramic or glass hand-shaped molds move along an automated line, where they are cleaned, heated, and dipped into liquid latex. After dipping, a thin latex layer coats each mold, which is then dried and sometimes dipped again to reach the desired thickness. Finally, the gloves are neatly packed in batches and shipped worldwide for medical, industrial, and household use. To save space during shipping, latex pillows are vacuum sealed in plastic, and mattresses are rolled and compressed by machines. This makes them easier to move and store without affecting their quality.